This is how I begin to cook fresh squash, Vidalia onions, and smoked jaw to make sauteed squash. Hang on for the remainder of the video. I take the squash and rinse it off in the sink. Then I take the Vidalia onion, peel the skin, slice it, and cook it in the pan. This is the smoked jaw cooking. You may also use sliced bacon and cook that thoroughly until it's done. We've sliced up our onions and our yellow squash, and as you see, these are small pieces that will go into the bacon grease along with these fresh pieces of squash. So they're just cut up tenderly so that they're cooked pretty evenly. This is 2 Vidalia onions, and this is probably about 10 or 12 small baby squash. We have our meat ready. It's cooked. Next I apply the onions. These are sliced onions into the pan. I put those first so that they can cook. They'll cook up nicely. Then I add the squash on top of the onions. Put them all in there. Okay. And I'm going to put my top on in a couple minutes. Seasoning is very simple. I will use some sea salt, some seasoned oil, and some black pepper. That's it. A little bit to taste. Alrighty. A couple shakes of salt. You can always add more salt to taste once your vegetables are cooked. A little seasoning salt to give it some flavor. Okay, lightly coated with seasoning salt. A little black pepper. Always like black pepper. Black pepper is pretty good for you. And here's my secret ingredient. 1 tablespoon of sugar, which cuts any bitterness and just gives it a great flavor. And you take this and you let it put the top on. Let it simmer. Make sure you stir every couple minutes. Alrighty. So as we see, squash makes its own water, so we don't need to add any additional water. The steam will cook it up. And as you can see, we've got a little water down here from the steam. It's cooking very nicely. And you can see it's cooking down. Got the little fat meat here. You can also use butter, or you can just use olive oil if you want to count your calories. But to do it a southern way, you put that old fat back, some bacon or some grease in there, and you call it a day. More to come in a couple of minutes. We're back. Our squash has cooked down perfectly. I'm going to let it simmer for a little bit more with the top off, and it'll be ready to eat in about 5 minutes or less. So this is my southern style fried squash. Give it a taste and add salt and pepper as needed, and voila, you're done. Enjoy.